morning. This is Trina here to discuss about the periodic properties. So I have already discussed about the periodic table and the different properties of the element like electron affinity, electronegativity, radius, etc. And today it is the last lecture and also the fourth lecture of the periodic properties. And I hope that all of you already joined with my code and you have already gone through the study material. And here the course, it is the given the course page, and whenever you will join with the code DMBC, you will get the entire study material, all different types of problems, different types of questions, and the solved problems. So if you face any type of problem, you can communicate with me either through my mobile number, it is given in my personal information, or through my email ID. So this course name is chemistry and the code is CH101 for odd semester and the CH201 for the even semester. So this course is for BTech undergraduate students. The streams are CSE IT Civil Mechanical for even semester, Electrical EC and BME for odd semester. The credits 3 and contact hours 35. Weekly I will take 3 lectures. And to understand the concept, the prerequisite knowledge required, that is the 12 standard. And about the course objective, the students will learn about several concepts of chemistry. And in the outcome part, so there are lots of outcome of the chemistry subject, and I am continuing now about the periodic properties. So from this topic, the students will learn the periodicity of the element in the periodic table. So here, entire lecture plan for the whole syllabus is given so that you can understand that which topics will be covered in which day. So I have started the module 1 periodic properties. Okay, it is the periodic properties. And I have completed 3 lectures. So in my first lecture, I have told about the modern periodic table, group trends, and periodic trends in physical properties. So you have learned the history of the periodic table. So how the groups are formed based on the different properties like physical properties and chemical properties. And there were different theories like the triad theory. So it was the average of the first and third one. We got the atomic mass of the second one. So then first it was made the periodic table based on the atomic mass. Later it was made based on the atomic number. Then in the second lecture, you learned about the electron affinity, electronegativity, and polarizability oxidation state. So you have understood that how the electron affinity or electronegativity increasing when we move from the left side to the right side horizontally in the periodic table, or we are moving from bottom to the top in the periodic table. So you have got some idea about some properties of the element based on the position of the periodic table. Next, in the third lecture, you have learned the effective nuclear charges, and I have just started the penetration of the orbital. So here I will tell elaborately the penetration of the orbital and the variation of sp-d orbital energies of atoms. Okay, so today I will cover the variation of sp-d orbital energies of atom, and also which one I have started the penetration of orbital. This will be discussed elaborately. So first we move in the topic, that is orbital penetration. So penetration describes the proximity to which an electron can approach to the nucleus. Okay, so penetration means it describes the proximity to which an electron can approach to the nucleus. So you know that in an atom, what is the position of the electron? So in between, at the center, there is the nucleus. It contains the proton, that is the positively charged, and the negatively charged electron moves surrounding this nucleus. So here it is the proximity to which an electron can approach to the nucleus. In a multi-electron system, electron penetration is defined by an electron's relative electron density, the probability density near the nucleus of an atom. As you know, the electrons remain in the form of cloud. So we consider the probability factor, we consider the probability density. That means the electron may remain very near, close to the nucleus, or from the far from the nucleus, like that. So it is the probability, it comes from the probability factors. It is the probability density. So electrons in different orbitals have different wave functions and therefore different radial distributions and probabilities defined by quantum numbers n and ml around the nucleus. In other words, penetration depends on the cell and subcell, that is ml. For example, we see that since a 2s electron has more electron density near the nucleus than 2p electron, it is penetrating the nucleus of the atom more than 2p electron. So in which case the density of the electron near the nucleus is higher, so we can call the penetration is higher. So it is the penetrating the nucleus of the atom more than 2p electron. The penetration power of an electron is a multi-electron atom is dependent on the values of both the cell and subcell. So within the same cell value n, the penetrating power of an electron follows this trend in the subcells. Okay, so you have understood the orbital penetration. We say, like say 2s and 2p. So 2s has more electron density near the nucleus. That is why we say the penetration of the nucleus for 2s is higher than 2p. So within the same cell value n, the penetrating power of an electron follows the trend of the subcell. So you know that subcells are S, P, D, F, and you have seen the structure in the atomic structure. You have seen. So S like the spherical shape, P is there is 2, 8. Okay. So what is the sequence of this S, P, D, and F? So within the same cell, so for S, it is higher than P, P is higher than D, and D is the higher than F. So penetration, orbital penetration for S is higher than P, then orbital penetration for P is higher than D, and orbital penetration for D is higher than F. And for the different values of the cell N and subcell L, So penetrating power of an electron follows the following trend. That is the 1s greater than 2s greater than 2p greater than 3s greater than 3p greater than 4s 3d 4p 5s in this way. Okay, so initially you will take the 1s, that is the closer to the nucleus than 2s. So the penetration of 1s is higher than 2s. So in the same cell value, the 2s is higher than 2p. So you have seen here. And the energy of an electron for each cell and a subcell goes as follows. So that is just reverse. So energy level is higher for 4p and the lowest for 1s. As we are moving the higher cell, then the energy will be increased. When the distance from the nucleus will be increased, that means the energy level of the cell will be increased. So you know that when it comes, that means electron come from the higher energy level to the lower energy level, it releases the energy. And when it moves from the lower energy level to the higher energy level, like say from 1s to 2p, so it need absorb it will absorb the energy. So the electron probability density for s orbital is highest. Okay, so probability density for s orbital, it is highest because it remains the closely to the nucleus. The electron in the 1s remains closer to the nucleus. So it is the highest in the center of the orbital or at the nucleus. If we imagine a dartboard that represents the circular shape of the s orbital, and if the darts landed in correlation to the probability to where the electron would be found, the greatest dart density would be at the 50 points region, here the 50 points region, but most of the darts would be at the 30 points region. When considering the 1s orbital, the spherical shell of 53 pm is represented by 30-point ring. So electrons which experience greater penetration experience stronger attraction to the nucleus. So less shielding, therefore experience a larger effective nuclear charge, but shield other electrons more effectively. Okay, so you have understood, like the electron which remains in the s, so it remains with the tightly packed with the nucleus. So there is less shielding effect of the electrons. And the penetration, we tell in terms of the penetration is stronger because the attraction of the nucleus to the electron is stronger. So we can say the larger effective nuclear charge. So the effective nuclear charge also is higher. Next, what is the shielding? An atom, assuming its atomic number is greater than 2, has core electrons that are extremely attracted to the nucleus in the middle of the atom. However, the number of protons in the nucleus is never equal to the number of core electrons. So relatively, the adjacent to the nucleus, the number of protons increases by 1 across the periodic table, but the number of core electrons change by the periods. The first period has no core electrons and the second has 2, third has 10, etc. This number is not equal to the number of protons. Okay, so the electron, this is not similar with the proton. So that means that the core electron feels a stronger pull towards the nucleus than any other electron within the system. The valence electrons are further out from the nucleus, so they experience a smaller force of attraction. And shielding refers to the core electrons repelling the outer rings and thus lowering the 1:1 ratio. So the shielding electrons, if there is more electron, there is the repulsive effect. So it is thus lowering the 1:1 ratio. Hence, the nucleus has less grip on the outer electron and are shielded from them. Okay, that is the shielding effect. Because the nucleus has the lower control, less grip to the outer electron. And that is why there it is called the shielded from them. Okay, it is the shielding effect. So nucleus is shielded from the outermost electron as there is less effect on the electrons. So electrons that have greater penetration can get closer to the nucleus and effectively block out the charge from electrons that have less proximity. So you know that which are closer to the nucleus, their penetration is higher and effectively block out the charge from electrons that have less proximity. So from example, Z effective is calculated by subtracting the magnitude of shielding from the total nuclear charge. The value of Z effective will provide information on how much of the charge an electron actually experiences. Okay, so basically the actually how much charge it experiences, that is the Z effective. Now because the order of electron penetration from greatest to least is SPDF, the order of amount of shielding done is also order of SPDF. Since the 2s electron has more density, 2s electron has more density near the nucleus of an atom than 2p electron, it is said to shield the 2p electron from the full effective charge of the nucleus. So you have seen the order of shielding effect. So which an order of the penetration effect. So when we move from the like 2s and 2p, say we are taking 2s and 2p. Of course, 1s has more penetration effect, and 2s and 2p, if we take the same cell, then 2s has more penetration effect than the 2p. Okay, so here it is telling the same thing. It is said to shield the 2p electron from the full effective charge of the nucleus. Okay, so it is the 2p is not getting the full effective charge. The nucleus is shielded from 2p. So therefore, 2p electron feels a lesser effect of positively charged. So the nucleus have less effect on 2p compared to 2s. So charged nucleus of the atom due to shielding ability of the electrons closer to the nucleus than itself. So these electrons that are shielded from the full charge of the nucleus are said to experience an effective nuclear charge of nucleus which is some degree less than the full nuclear charge. So if it is shielded, so it will not get the full charge of the nucleus, the full effect of the charge of the nucleus due to the shielding effect. So the effective charge will be less. So which is some degree less than the full nuclear charge an electron would fill in hydrogen atom or hydrogen-like ions. The effective nuclear charge of an atom can be written as Z effective is equal to Z minus S. So for hydrogen, I have told earlier that it has only one electron. So there is no shielding effect and there is no interaction with another electron. So if the more than one electron is there in the element, then there will be the repulsion effect. And if the number of electron is higher, then what will happen? The nucleus will have the less control on the electrons. If the electrons are far from the nucleus, or say it is at the higher energy level, then also the nucleus has the less effect, less grip on the electrons, which is at the higher energy level. So this case we tell that there is a shielding effect. So the actual effect of the positively charged will be less for the electrons and compared to the hydrogen atom. For the hydrogen there is no shielding effect, that is the penetration is higher as the electron are tightly and closely bound with the nucleus. So it will get the full, it will get the effect of full charge of the nucleus. So you know that how to calculate the Z effective, that is equal to Z minus S. So Z is the atomic number of protons in nucleus, and S is the shielding constant. So periodic trends due to the penetration and shielding. So you have learned two things. One is penetration, another is shielding. So what will be the periodic trends? So number one, effective nuclear charge. The effective nuclear charge increases from left to right and increases from top to bottom on the periodic table. So one, it is increases from left to right, and the effective nuclear charge increases from top to bottom. Next, the atomic radius. The atomic radius decreases from left to right and increases from top to bottom. Ionization energies. So the ionization energies increases from left to right and decreases from top to bottom. Electronegativity. The electronegativity of the element is highest near fluorine. In general, it increases from left to right and decreases from top to bottom. So all these things already I have discussed. So if I tell that why it happens, so you must answer. The orbital energies drop as Z increases. Okay, so Z means the effective nuclear charge. If the effective nuclear charge increases, the orbital energy drop. So effective basically when it remains in the lower orbital, lower shell, so the energy level is lowered. And this case, the Z, the effective energy is also higher. That means at the lower energy level, the electron will remain in the grip of the nucleus. So here, this case, the effective Z is higher. So you can see this table. So here, the energy level is increasing. So increasing trend, it is showing here. Okay, so the energy level for different cell SPDF is increasing. So for S, it is less, but when it is moving the higher cell like P or D, 3P, so it is the energy level is increasing. And when it is near to the nucleus like 1s, 2s, then the energy level also less. When it is far from nucleus, so effective Z is less, but the energy level is increasing. So now, I hope that you have learned many things. So I am giving a quiz to test you. So just test that how much you have learned the quiz. Okay, so I can share this link to you by any means. So I have shared the link for your homework. And here there is no player. That is very interesting game, but there is no player. So I am showing you a demo. So just here I have given only 10 questions. When you will play the game, you will enjoy. Okay, I am the only player. If I do the accurate, when you will play, when you do the accurate, so your points will be increased. So it is just like any other game, other mobile game you can play. And when you will play in a particular time, like say 30 students or 60 students are playing in a particular time, you will enjoy a lot. So the score for which one will be higher, the name will be at the top. And for whom the score will be lower, his name will be below at the list. And not only that, it will declare the first, second and third prizes. So it is the quiz competition. And also the end of the quiz, I will get a report to send you. And it is the report for not only one day. We can play the game every day and we can get a graphical representation that you are improving or not. Okay, I am almost done. 9 questions already solved. Okay, so I have completed all the questions. So this is the end of the game. Yes, there is no player other than me. Okay, I got the first prize. Okay, so I have sent you the link and you play at the home, and I will send you the report of your score. So now I am ending the session. If you have any doubt, you can communicate with me, and thank you everyone.